Ah, there we go. We're starting.
Alright, there it is.
Kind of.
I think. No, we're...
Yeah, no, we're live.
We're live.
Alright, cool.
Alright.
So, welcome to
another edition of...
the Raj and Rich Show!
Woohoo! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back again, 1 week later, and the look of the couch hasn't gotten any better. In fact, it's gotten a little uglier.
Just a little bit. But we do have a special guest with us. We do have Bubba Heiss, a.k.a. Watcher.
I'm special.
He's very special. He's our special geist.
Yes, he is our special geist.
And he has the list going on, too. It's pretty good.
Yes.
Very much.
Yes, he's very special.
I'm going to try to hold my composure this entire show. Just saying.
There's probably going to be a lot of laughing going on.
There could be. So, it's been a week since we were on air, and
quite a bit has happened in that week.
If you notice, I'm moving a little stiff. I hurt myself yesterday, and we'll talk about that later. It was rather bad.
It was rather funny.
And I wasn't there for it. Damn it!
The earth didn't move for me when I went to it in a rapid pace. They tell you that it's not the fall that kills you; it's that sudden stop. That sudden stop hurt a lot. So
it hurt the ground too.
But we've had a lot happening this week, haven't we?
Yes.
So we're going to be covering both mundane stuff and Amtgard stuff today. So yeah, we didn't get to cover any Amtgard stuff last time, or I mean any mundane stuff last time at all.
Fuck you, Killamil.
And Killamil is there. Your fault, Fister.
It was enjoyable. Fuck you.
Yeah, people got a laugh out of it. I did not get a laugh out of it, but you know. But so we're going to start with Amtgard first, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Dragon Spine.
yeah, let's.
Dragon Spine.
What the fuck happened to Dragon Spine? I missed that.
Or no, Dragon Spine or
Black Spire.
Black Spire.
Black Spire.
Yeah, Black Spire.
Jackass.
Yeah, Black Spire.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking that we're still in last week.
Oh.
Last week it was Dragon Spine.
This week
the
it
dumpster fire.
Yeah. It start in the middle of our week. It was us with the dumpster fire.
Yeah.
With the tournament crap.
Yeah.
And then Then Black Spire turned around and straight just took all eyes onto them.
Dude,
wait.
Black Spire was like, here, hold my beer.
Oh, wait. Was it Dragon Spine or Crystal Groves last week?
No, it's Crystal Groves.
Crystal Groves, you jackass!
We have an update on that.
We do have an
update on that. So let's get to the update on that, okay? The update on Crystal Groves, okay? Here's the update on Crystal Groves for those of you who weren't paying attention. Before, we had a guy who was banned, then got off his ban, became eligible, ran for king, and won. And we thought there was some backroom conversation that went on that said, hey, we can't have you as king, you need to step down. And then we figured, well, the board of directors got involved and made him step down.
Boy, were we wrong.
We were a little off. Well, we were a little off.
Little off.
Not
there was some backroom dealings.
Part of what we said was true. Yes, a person that got banned, got off his ban, became eligible to become king, won the election to become king. Which is why I believe that, yeah, Bubba can very well win his run for king because the hell a band guy did it in his kingdom. So anyway, you know.
And I have never been banned, by the way.
But what happened was, what we find out later is that a knight blackmailed the man to get him to step down.
Okay, so I'm hearing that it's not only a knight, but it's also the same person who's been giving Amtgard and the AIBOD a huge amount of grief.
Oh yeah, the douchebag Jesus Salang. The guy who's suing, or the guy not suing, but the guy
who's fighting to AIBOD in court
to take the name of Amtgard to turn it into a board game. And all kinds of weird crap.
Oh
anyway,
God,
but
my head hurts now.
But
right,
yeah,
right.
But a knight in the Crystal Groves blackmailed this man into stepping down from running for monarch. So now, unfortunately, this past weekend they had their coronation. And I love, and don't get me wrong, the guy who's king, like the guy, he's a great guy, Arden Dawnseeker. He's a great guy. He'll make a wonderful king. But I would hate to be put into that position with
that you only got your seat
because another guy was blackmailed out of it. I mean, you didn't win being king. You got there because somebody blackmailed another guy out of it. I would have turned around and go, nope, I'm regent, find another guy.
Yep.
That would have been me.
Okay, next is PM. Let's go.
Let the PM, let the prime minister step up. I'm not, that's like, no. That's like being a horrible singer in a singing competition. You got to follow somebody that's won like Grammys and shit. You know, I mean, you're just, how do you're just stuck your entire reign. You're that
like
way.
Me following Celine Dion.
So that's our update for Crystal Grove.
Yes.
So you guys can run with that, and you understand that's what happened on that.
Yes.
So now let's get to Black Spire.
Yes,
let's
Black
get with
Spire. Oh my God.
If anybody listening or watching, sorry, I forget, I'm not on the radio anymore. Black Spire had an incident where they had a gentleman threaten to shoot another gentleman. You know, they kind of old European duel. You know, I challenge you to a duel, sir.
I accept your challenge.
Okay. Well, I didn't quite go that. He pretty much looked at us as if I had my fucking gun and shoot you.
Black Spire event sounded very familiar.
You know, so
it almost happened in the CK.
So anyway, Black Spire suspends the guy who threatened to shoot the other guy, and we're like, okay, all right, they've handled it. They've taken care of it. Nothing to see here, folks. Boy, was I wrong. Not what, a couple days later, Black Spire removes the ban on the guy that threatened to shoot somebody, and then turns around and bans the guy he threatened to shoot for his own protection.
Okay.
So he didn't get shot.
There is
I guess that's
information.
We have other information because that's where we were at yesterday.
So the individual who threatened was being pestered by the victim. The victim kept basically trying to call him out, being a general
jackass,
being an
from
nihilist.
my understanding.
Oh,
no,
okay.
We're not talking about them.
Okay.
Okay. The person that said that he would shoot him, he concealed carries, and he actually had his gun on him. And whenever this person kept, trying to interrupt him as he's talking to somebody, and kept trying to fucking goad him into, starting some shit, he finally looked at him and said, "Look, dude, I'll go get my gun and I'll shoot you." Had his gun on him. It was an idle threat to basically get him to go the fuck away.
Does that sound very familiar with something that happened here in the CK?
It does sound very, very familiar. Do you want to get people up to speed on why this sounds familiar?
Okay, so the reason why this sounds so friggin' familiar, especially for those of you here in the CK, yeah. Anyways, there has been, for the past 2 events now in the CK, the coronation and the mid-range event so far, I have actually received death threats that were going to happen at the event. Now, with me being concealed, with me having my license to carry, me having a firearm, I'm allowed to either open carry or concealed carry. So because I actually felt that my life was threatened, I said, look, all right, I'm a concealed carrier. If something actually happens, I will stand my ground.
Which you have every right to do.
Which I have every right to do in the state of Texas. So because I said that I was going to stand my ground and protect myself at an event that I was secure crap for, I got harassed, I got threatened with bannings, I got threatened with all this stuff, and eventually it came to the point of, hey, well, at the coronation event, it was like, look, you can have it on you, but don't let it be seen. So
I'm the one to talk to you about this.
No, I'm talking about the coronation event. Yours is the mid-range event.
Yeah, mine was the mid.
Yeah, his mid-range event that he ran, he's like,
don't bring it.
Don't bring it. So I did.
But I told you, I said, if anybody fucking tries to do something, the event staff, including myself, have your back.
Yes.
We'll take care of it.
Yes.
We don't need you shooting somebody.
Okay. Even though I would have every right to.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. That's the reason why what we're talking about with Blackspire sounds so familiar
to CK. So, yeah. So there you go. So, well, at least now there's another, because when it came out, all it sounded like is they just now suspended this poor guy who was threatened to be shot, and it was basically, there was no reason given. So it was like, what did they do? Kick him out for his own protection? I mean, seriously. I mean, the hell is going on? I still think the individual who said, look, I'm gonna fucking shoot you, something should have been done about that.
Yeah.
You know, something should have been done.
A verbal threat, okay, cool. I mean, you know, make him sit on the bench, you know, for quite a few months.
Make him breathe. Make him breathe. Make him trash. Make him be trash crap for events.
I mean, you know, all right, cool. You know,
that works.
And you're going to be supervised at events.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the King's or the Crown Guard is supposed to be for as well.
You know, I missed that on the fucking Kapor test yesterday.
Did you really?
I did.
Okay, so, anyways, moving along.
So do we want to move into the qual section, the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Sure.
You weren't there.
I was not there. I'm actually really excited to hear about it.
All right, so yesterday was Celestial Kingdom quals, and we were there. That would be Bubba and myself. We both had to be there. We were required to be there because we were qualifying for position. I unfortunately failed because I got my ass knocked out in the tournament. And when I say knocked out, I don't mean I lost. There was handshaking and I walked away. No, I got knocked on my ass and knocked unconscious from the impact for a second or two there. I was out. I don't remember hitting the ground. I remember my butt hitting the ground, and then the next thing I heard was Sponge saying, "Y'all don't need to be in his face." I'm like, how did this happen? And why in the darkness am I hearing Sponge's godly voice? Did I die? I mean,
so is Sponge's voice the voice of God now?
That's what I was thinking. Is Sponge's voice was the voice of God.
Well, he is a knight.
He is a knight, and he does have a very godly beard.
He does have a very godly beard.
Yes, he does.
Hey, yesterday on the way to Qualls, I only recognized him because as we were passing him, I saw his fucking beard.
And then we slowed down and waved at him and everything else, and you know, the thing was is that man was so intent on driving in the direction he was going, he didn't
even see the 12-foot pole hanging off my minivan.
Yes, and speaking of quals and poles, we had poles, and I was the only one who got hurt, and it wasn't because of the pole, you know. So I mean, so we don't really have to. We don't have a problem with poles in this kingdom, evidently. They have problems in other kingdoms with it. But the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay, the good part about it is, you know what? Ran into some people I haven't seen in many, many years. Got to fight against some people I haven't fought against in many, many years.
Well, you are pretty old.
Yeah, I am old. The fighting for the most part in the tournament was good. For the most part.
Okay. So, why are you saying for the most part?
Well,
there was some issues.
There was some issues. Two individuals seemed to be having a problem every time they fought each other. Was
I one of them?
No, you weren't even there, dopey.
Damn it!
All right. There was two people. They'd had an issue with themselves. I'll just name the fighting companies involved. And it was the Nihilists and the Rogues.
Oh, naughty.
And it got to be a bit ridiculous, and
it was pretty heated.
Almost a fist fight broke out. You know, and so that was bad. The reaving was not great.
Who were the Reeves?
Do we have to name names on this?
No.
We don't have to, but I like starting dumpster fires.
Okay, well, let's just say that they
okay.
People know who the Reeves were, and the Reeves weren't the greatest Reeves. You know, they had a lot of issues. The one thing I was getting irritated with, you'd be in the middle of the fight, both fighters would make a call, and then you would go into your next fight, and then all of a sudden the Reeves would stop and go, "What? Wait a minute."
Yeah, no, this is what I saw.
This is what I saw. Who cares?
We just agreed on it.
Both fighters agreed that, yes, you hit me in the arm, I got you in the leg. Okay, let's go. You're down a leg, I'm down an arm. And then the Reeve would stop the fight and go, no, that's not what you would be fighting again after the discussion, and then the Reeve would stop the fight and go, actually, I saw. Then open your fucking mouth when the discussion is happening. Don't stop a fight once they've restarted and sit there and say, nope, I saw something else. You know.
Awesome job, Kill 'Em L, putting that dude on blast.
You know. And then there was some sloughing going on in that tournament. And there was a couple times that I know I walked over and I kind of looked at Sponge because Sponge called a shot on a guy, but he's not reaving. I called the same shot on the guy, and then I walked over to Sponge and go, we're not reaving, right? And he's like, nope. I mean, there was the reaving in that tournament yesterday that was not for a quals event. You know, you should, because this is one of CK's ways to get to Warlord.
Yeah.
The reaving should have been a lot better. I would have reaved, but I was in the quals.
Yeah.
You know, so unfortunately, I didn't reave, but there was a lot of people that saw that reaves were missing stuff badly yesterday.
Ooh.
The ugly that I have from, that's just the bad.
Uh-huh.
The ugly I took from it was the ANS judging. Okay? It's a quals. Okay? And I think what CK should probably do from here on out, and I would like to see this become a thing, separate the people who are, if you're qualling, then here's your qual stuff. Now, if you're trying to go for your Serpent Night in this tournament, then here's your stuff going for Serpent Night.
Well, I do have to interject there.
Well,
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'll wait.
All right. Let's just take, for instance, I entered a spell ball. Okay. It's exactly what I wrote up. It's exactly what it was. It was a simple spell ball, blue cover, electrical tape ring around it to hold the cover onto it. That's it. Okay, by qual standards, all you have to do is get a 3. Okay? A 3 is it what you said it was? If it's a battlefielded piece of equipment, is it legal? Okay? That's all it was.
Just follow the rules.
I got a score to 1 because it looked like shit. Is what they didn't like it. A 1. It passes weapon inspection. It's exactly what it says it is. Why did I make it? I even wrote in my write-up. The reason why I went to much softer balls was because people were getting mad that I was hurting them with my spell balls when I threw them. So I went to much softer equipment. It's exactly what it said it was! And you fucking made it a 1! You! I'm not trying to be a Serpent Knight! I got 2 dragons, 2 owls, and a fucking smith! I don't even know how I got that! I'm not trying to be a Serpent Knight! I don't ANS!
Now,
Just saying.
now, my interjection.
Alright, go ahead.
Okay. At the same time, whenever you're running for a kingdom position, you have to be held to higher standards.
I get that.
Okay, and that's why you're not just qualling. I mean, you know, you're not qualling for a local party. You know, you're qualling for a kingdom level position.
How do you score a 1 on a spell ball that's exactly what it says it is? How you give somebody a 1? A 1 is what you give somebody when the shit doesn't match the write-up or the shit ain't right.
But presentation accounts for a lot of it.
It's a ball. You throw it at people after you've used the force bolt. You sit there and you cast force bolt and throw it at people. It's a blue ball. Blue ball. It's what happens when you get not laid. You know that shit. Okay.
And you left him there.
And I left it there. Harley's running around with my blue ball. Okay.
We have to buy him 1-nut truck nuts now.
Yeah, you heard that. I heard that story yesterday. But anyway, so that was my ugly. That was my good, bad, and ugly. But you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, my good was actually the ANS, man.
Dude, you serpent leveled that fucking ANS, dude.
I mean, but dude, I wanted to make sure that I qual. I mean, because if I didn't qual,
overkill.
Hey, overkill is better than underkill.
Wait. Here's a question. Did you already know who the judges were going to be?
No.
Okay. Did you have an inkling of who the judges were going to be?
No.
Okay.
I really didn't. But it ended up being 3 fucking serpent knights. And 2 other people. So, I mean, I actually prepared enough.
I don't know who the judge is, by the way. I have no idea who that judge was that gave me 1 on 2 different
I
items.
have an idea. I will say this, though. At your park, when you usually have A&S competitions for your park, at park level,
yeah,
you usually tend to have, like, serpent knights who are, like, Olympiad winners who actually come down and judge your A&S competitions. So, because you understand that they actually judge at an A&S level, because they judge at an Olympiad level, you understand exactly what a higher level competition is. So therefore, you technically have an advantage.
You're getting me in the neck.
And you are correct. I mean, you know, I knew exactly, you know, what to
We're not
expect.
live, really.
I mean, because of course, you know, you're always going to have those judges that are. I mean, you know, they're really hardcore about judging A&S, and on the flip side, I can't blame them.
Yeah.
I mean, because.
Fucking dogs!
Where do you go? We got dogs scooting.
Just a little fucking chihuahua, just in case because you guys can't see it. And a little fucking chihuahua go from one end of the carpet to the other, dragging her ass all the way across.
Okay.
That's the reason why we paused.
We had to stop for the laugh.
Oh shit.
That's the comic relief.
Okay, so anyways, I mean, you know, you have to expect that anytime that you're entering an A&S, you should always be striving to do your best, not just the.
And that's what my poll and my battle game and my tournament thing was for. I threw the spell ball in there because I figured 1 extra as a safety.
Yeah, I had 6 entries. I only needed 5.
I only needed 3. I put 1 extra in there just as a safety precaution.
Well, but you also have to take
one.
you also have to take a look at you know, anytime that there's going to be judging involved, a lot of it that you're going to run into is what kind of effort did you put into the project? I mean, is this something that you worked on for a week or 2 before the entries?
I worked on it for 10 minutes.
What?
Right, and that's what you were judged on. Whereas
I even wrote that in a write-up. I even wrote it in a write-up.
That's probably why they gave you a 1. They're like, he put no effort into this shit.
I took the ball, stuck it in the middle of the material, wrapped the material around the ball, taped the ball, done.
Well, now, like you know, on the flip side, you have my coffee that I made. I hand roasted the beans. Then I hand ground the beans, and then made cold brew coffee. Made simple syrup. I mean, you know, did all of that in order to make my entries a little bit more personal.
Fucking dogs.
And I get that, and I understand that's what you were striving for. I was striving to qual. If you look at my award section,
but
they're all lions.
Yeah, we have Lyriel here.
They're all my award section is. They're all lions, roses, crown stuff, all of these things. The A&S section of my award section is like my field where I grow my fucks. Notice it is barren and unfertile.
Behold the field in which I grow my fucks and see that it is barren.
Okay.
That's exactly what he said.
I'm not an A&S guy, and I'm not ever going to be an A&S guy. A&S does not... I don't have a problem judging it, but I have no desire to do A&S.
Okay.
I'm not interested in it.
Now, you have 2 dragons, right?
Yes.
And an owl, I think you said?
I said I have 2 dragons, 2 owls, and 1 smith.
Okay. Now, do you know how many dragons and owls and smiths I have?
0.
Exactly 0.
Okay. Oh! You know how I got mine? You know how I got mine? I had a
fluke.
No, I didn't blow anybody to get them.
It's not blowing. It's called.
No,
it's called eating the tube steak.
I had a monarch in my park that really, at the time, didn't do anything, and at the end of her reign, just started handing out every award that was on the list she was allowed to hand out.
Yeah.
That's why I got a Smith. I have no idea why I got it.
All right. So, is there anything else that you guys want to talk about? Qualls.
Oh, the bat.
Oh, no,
The reaving.
You're bad. Okay.
I do have a shout out to give afterwards.
Okay.
And the ugly Gamish by far, man.
Oh yeah, I'm ugly.
Only because I wasn't there.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it is what it is.
okay. Now the shout out I'd like to
Oh
give.
God.
The shout out I would like to give
Wait, that's sexual harassment.
is everybody at Qualls that was concerned about my well-being and stopped doing what they were doing to make sure I was okay. I wasn't sure how I was doing. It was a pretty scary situation when you go down like that. Then when you get back up, you can't see. Your neck hurts real bad and everything else. And I just want to say thank you to every single person at Qualls that took the time to make sure that I was okay, that stayed with me the entire time, you know, and checked on me, made sure I had all my movements and everything else. There's a what?
A guy dancing with the ball on the road.
There's a guy dancing in the middle of the road outside the R&R studios.
Like you can't make this shit up. Ah, his tummy's out.
So it's not a ball; it's a stump.
And there's one dude hanging off the roof.
Evidently, there is a.
There's an orgy across the street, and it's made its way into the public.
Fuck it, let's go join. Shit, my bad.
You can't make this shit up. It's
I'll hell watcher.
Anyways, moving right along.
Okay, so oh yeah, shout out to Armand. Last thing of Amtgard that we have. Shout out to Armand. Armand, we want to give you a shout out with the R&R show, and the reason why is Armand decided fuck the bullshit when it came to the Keep incident, and he announced to the world that the two individuals that were banned were suspended for only 6 months.
For sexual assault at Keep.
For sexual assault at Keep, Armand decided to turn around and remove them forever from the CK.
Yes.
So they've been banned.
Oh, thank you, Anthony.
They've been banned for life
That's
from the Celestial Kingdom. So guess what? We no longer have to worry about those two fools showing up and grabbing somebody's dick.
Now you just have to worry about me.
Yeah. So
Dick
there you
grabbers.
go. So that is what we have in Amtgard. That is literally Amtgard for a large majority was actually kind of quiet this week.
Yeah, for the most part.
You know, so
At least the CK was pretty
Except for
quiet.
Darkspire.
you know, Black
Yeah.
Spire.
Black Spire.
Whatever.
What now? They went from being Dragonspire to Black Spire to
Whatever.
Dark Spire. Now back. Okay.
Whatever.
Now they're gonna be
Taco
Dragon
Bell?
Spire.
Hey, at least it's not Tal.
At some point, we may
Tell me
actually
more.
put together a transcript of the show so you can follow along too.
Actually, the funniest thing is that speaking of Tal Gore,
Oh, here we go with that bunch.
I actually have 3 people who are trying their damnedest to get me to move to Tal Gore.
Oh, you told me that. I told you.
Yeah.
Though. It's like the Lion King when Simba looks at his dad and goes, "Dad, where's our kingdom? You see everywhere that the sun touches. That is our kingdom, son." Well, what about that dark and shadowy place?
That's Tal
That's
Gore.
Tal Gore. Don't ever go there.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem, though. I mean, as you know, as the CK, I mean, you know, we have our fair share of dumpster fires. We can't give Tal Gore more dumpster fires.
Hold on. Dark Sun, yes. Twister with Fister. That is the thing.
I don't know if I'd want to play
Okay, we're
that
too
game.
quiet.
It's an actual battle game.
The Amtgard. Ben is saying that Amtgard was too quiet. Kelmill is saying that Amtgard's too quiet.
Okay.
All right, so that's our Amtgard crap for the week. Now let's move on to everything else that fucking happened in the world. Oh,
It went to hell in a handbasket.
it did. It literally did, because Sunday night while we were doing this, literally Sunday night after we completed our show, not a half an hour later, a lunatic decided he was going to bring an end to a country concert. I mean, I get it. People don't like country, but I mean, Jesus. That was a bit extreme. I mean, he could have just blown up the power station or something, and the show would have been over. No, instead, there's a guy, and the reason why we're going to talk about this is because we need to get facts out there. So, those of you guys are aware, Sunday night, at around about 10:30 at night, a guy staying in the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay shot out his 2 of the windows in the two rooms that he was staying in, and opened fire on the crowd of people at the it's the I-91 festival in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, by the end of the day, 59 dead. They, for the longest time, said it was over 500 people that were injured. Actually, they've revised that number, and it's down below 500. You know, people wounded or critically wounded. Here's the facts of what happened, and this is the thing that I'm really starting to get irritated with seeing all this. Okay, so here's your facts. Guy on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay opens fire. He has, what did I say the numbers was?
It was 27.
27 firearms in his room. He had 6,000 rounds of ammunition. 2 of his firearms were modified with what is called a bump stock device. What a bump stock device is when you pull the trigger, the recoil of the firearm with the bump stock causes it to fire another round. So once you pull the trigger, the bump stock basically does the work for you. All you have to do is point.
Hold on for dear life.
Yeah, you've got to point the firearm in a general direction at that moment. Okay, only 2 of them had the modification on them. Not every single one of them. That has been out there. Okay, the other thing that's out there that is completely inaccurate. There was not another shooter in the crowd shooting people. Another thing that they've determined is inaccurate is multiple reports this week about a lady running through the crowd screaming at people, "You're all about to die." That has been proven to be inaccurate.
Yes.
The story about a gunman on the 4th floor shooting people, inaccurate. Somebody down on the Las Vegas Strip shooting people, inaccurate. Okay, now let me explain how these are inaccurate. Okay, there's a report going around right now, and Bubba, you brought it up, that there was a phone charger in the room that didn't match his. Okay, working in the casino industry, I can tell you right now, multiple times lost and found, we had people bring chargers from hotel rooms that weren't theirs. They were there when they got there. Sometimes you people will go into a room, they'll put spare shit in a drawer, they'll pack their shit the next day, take off, leave it there.
About it.
There's been several times.
Well, there was also a report from the FBI that said that his key card was used to open his room after his car had left the garage.
That one they're still working on,
yeah.
And so that's one of those ones that's out in the open that I'm not even going to really talk about because there's nothing back or forth on that.
Yeah, there's also people actually blaming Jason Aldean for not warning the crowd.
Yeah, and that's one of my way to go, pal. The way to look out for the people that
be safe driving home, man.
That allow you to have your life that you have. Okay, the guy did have it is confirmed the weapons count that I told you, the ammunition count. He had bipods for 4 of his rifles. They were attached to him. He also had improvised what's called machine gun nest setups, which is nothing but an item that you rest a firearm on, so when you're firing it allows you to be more steady with your shot.
Yes.
He had 2 of those.
Basically replaces a bipod.
It replaces a bipod. It's probably for the weapons that he didn't have it. Yep, okay, cool. I had not known that they had released what the information on the note was yet. The note, when they said that they had found a note in a room, everybody ran.
According to ABC News. Is their source.
So we know how accurate that may be.
Yeah, that could be a little off, but when the note first came out, when the sheriff said that there was a note, they stated that, everybody ran wild, said it was a suicide note. It was not. It was not a suicide note. It was evidently a note that gave him a note. The nightstand note contained figures of wind, trajectory, and distance. So there's more proof that this was well premeditated, and the reason why. Okay, I'm not going to say that his purchasing of guns years ago is what started him down this road.
Well, he also apparently also reserved some rooms overlooking Lollapalooza as well.
He did a Lollapalooza, which is in Illinois.
Yeah, in Chicago.
In Chicago, okay, and then there was another one that he had done that at. But the Las Vegas, I'm not going to say that he started planning a Las Vegas deal a year ago. So we know that at some point this guy decided this was the best option and plan of attack. Nobody knows why he did it. Nobody knows. He killed himself before they could arrest him. So he took that information with him, so now everything's speculation.
We need to have you go resurrect his ass.
Well, seriously, somehow we need to bring this guy back to the life and figure out what the fuck he did this for. But
so so this is a question that if he has a note that has distance, windage, trajectory, and so on and so forth, does this mean that this guy was actually trained on how to do this shit?
See, and that's the Oh, is
well,
it
it doesn't
down there?
necessarily mean that you're.
You guys go ahead. I'm gonna.
I mean, because you can look that shit up online, and
yeah, but
you can learn about.
But in order for you to actually figure that out, without using actual specialty equipment, that takes years of training. Yes.
What's that?
Do you know head timing and spacing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
the average American
not for an engine.
Yeah.
For a gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
He owned a Savage 270. He knows what he's doing.
I've owned quite a few guns throughout my life.
Okay, well,
There you go.
So basically,
Does the average consumer of this stream know what head timing and spacing is?
probably not.
Most people probably.
Most people do not, unless they've been somewhere in the in training to shoot moving
most
targets
people
from
don't
long
realize
distance
that
away.
if you're shooting like long distances, you actually have to take into account the curvature of the Earth in your calculation.
Yes.
So
and also the Coriolis effect.
So according to this, on the gunman checked into room 135 on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay, and bringing in excess of 10 suitcases to the two-room suite. 22,000 people were attending the festival. And Jason Aldean was on stage when the shooting began.
It was a dick move for him to light up the crowd, though.
It was a dick move.
But the thing is, Jason Aldean didn't physically.
Well, yeah, he didn't
do it himself.
His stage managers did.
Yeah.
So.
Now here's the thing. People are saying that it was a dick move for Jason Aldean to not warn them.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
He didn't get a warning.
He didn't get a warning. What ends up happening is because I used to perform. I used to be in a band and everything like that. We have noise-canceling earphones. So with that, it's that way we can go ahead, take out the actual, sound on the stage so we can focus on exactly what's coming on. From what I'm hearing is that Jason Aldean heard a stage manager saying, "Hey, get off the stage now. Let's go. Evac, now." So as soon as that happens, that's why you see Jason Aldean in the video literally go like this, and then he runs off stage.
Yeah.
Along with the rest of the band. So he had no warning. In fact, almost nobody could tell what the hell was going on that were towards the front of the stage because, literally, you're seeing flashing lights, you're hearing extremely loud noises, everything like that. So everything kind of blends in, especially with all that bullet fire, especially for those who are in front of the stage.
Well, not to mention the fact you stop and think about it, being somebody who's been in Las Vegas multiple times because I lived in the state of Nevada. Okay, I was a sheriff's deputy in the state of Nevada. Been to Vegas many, many, many times. It is nothing, even on a Wednesday, to go down. Some hotels doing it, some casinos doing a promotion.
Oh yeah.
And at 10:30 at night, all of a sudden fireworks start going off on the strip.
Yeah.
So for a lot of people being in Vegas, when they hear the popping sounds going off, the majority of the crowd heard the firing going. You can hear it on every single cell phone video.
But they think it's fireworks.
But they think it's fireworks. There were some people that were close to the speakers that heard it and thought there was a malfunction happening with the speakers.
Yeah, you even
perfectly
say,
legitimate.
Is that fireworks?
Perfectly legitimate reasons to not panic. You hear in the video popping going off, it stops. Popping again, then you start hearing screaming. The people who are screaming are the ones that are standing next to, or people that have been shot. They're standing next to people that have had their heads blown off, and now they're starting to react, because if you're standing next and we're at a concert and we're partying and everything else, and I'm sitting there in the corner of my eye, I watch your head get blown clean off your shoulders. My first initial reaction is, with background and training, it's like, oh shit! I'm going to be like, oh shit, something bad's happening. Your average person who does not have that training is going to see it, they're going to go back to the concert, then it's going to hit in the mind. Then they're going to turn back, you're now laying down, they're first going to go to you and go, dude, are you okay? It still is not quite registered. Your head, the back of your head is gone. Okay? And then, as soon as their brain registers what they're looking at,
Oh,
now
there's JFK.
there comes the scream. That right there takes about 6-7 seconds. That takes about 6-7 seconds. Right there for an average person who's never dealt with this.
Yeah.
So people saying that, oh well, the scream people, people weren't screaming until after the fact, so that's when he started getting into the crowd. No, he started shoot. The first 2 shots that are heard ring out are actually him shooting the window. After that, every single shot was downrange at the concert. Yeah. Okay. Now the police. First, there was a security guard that went up. He got a report that there was the original reason why the security guard went up is because he got a report about noise complaint. He went up, the floor below on the 31st floor, heard the gunshots, went up to the 32nd floor to find out what's going on. They've proven that Mr. Paddock had cameras on a food cart in the hallway, so he could see anybody coming. Saw the security guard. As soon as the security guard got past the wall where his hotel room started, he turned and shot into the wall. Hit the security officer in the leg.
So, just to debunk that, he did not hack the hotel security cameras. He had his own cameras.
He had his own cameras.
Okay. That was one of the rumors flying around that he had hacked.
He had one at the peephole.
He had one inside the room.
Yeah.
He had one in the peephole, one inside the room facing the window.
Yep. And then one on a
two
beverage table.
Two on the beverage cart. One facing that way in the hallway. One facing the other way.
Okay.
Is there footage of his suicide?
They have not released any of that information. The FBI has all of that equipment right now. Yeah. And it'll probably be months before they ever come out and let that out. Of course, I don't know. It only takes them a week to leak out that somebody in the White House said something to a Russian.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that's not a story neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Okay. So the bodies that they found on the main drag coming away from the concert, those were people had picked them up and were dragging them away because they thought they were still alive. Once they got to a point where they didn't think they were in danger, they assessed the person they were dragging, realized they were dead, and left them. Yep. And ran. That's why there was dead bodies down the street outside the concert. Okay, so no, there wasn't another shooter running down the street shooting people. The light on the 4th floor, the strobe light that everybody saw on the 4th floor from the cabbie's video. What that is in every single hotel room in the casino industry. They have these big boxes by the door. And that's your smoke detector and your CO2 detector. And it has this huge ass white strobe light.
Yep.
And if you fuck with that thing, or you set it off, it strobes. It'll sit there and keep strobing until you get somebody from maintenance to come up and reset it, or you get the fuck out of the hotel because the bitch is on fire.
Well, and what that is for the people who are
they can't hear, they can see it.
If they're hearing impaired, they can see that.
So there you go. So that's what that was. So all these things are coming out are debunked. What we know is a guy went nuts and killed a lot of fucking people, then killed himself. That's what we know. That's all that anybody knows. I will say that I hope that sheriff got sleep, because by day 3 of his press conferences, he started fucking up really bad, and you could tell he hadn't been asleep.
Yeah.
Because he turned around and said that he had an accomplice. They had another person in custody that wasn't in custody. That he said all kinds of stuff, and it really messed the whole thing up. So, folks, there you go. That's what's really going on.
So stop spreading shit around.
Stop with the conspiracy theories. Okay, and the fuel tanks at the Karen Airport.
Are you saying that we don't need our tinfoil hats anymore?
We do not need our tinfoil hats.
Holy
This is
fuck!
not an inside.
Mind fucking blown.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what JK said.
And really, and to address one other thing, they found two bullet impacts into the jet fuel tanks at McCarran Airport. Okay. Understand where the Mandalay Bay sits here. Concert sits here. Directly across from that venue where the concert is the security fence line to McCarran Airport, which is the Las Vegas airport. Okay, where he was shooting, at any point, if he kicked the barrel up, you could have had bullets shoot and end up over there.
That's probably while he was shooting out the windows.
No, because the bullet wouldn't have made it that far shooting out. You gotta understand.
Yeah,
this is 800-pound hurricane-proof glass.
It's gonna take a lot of kinetic energy.
Okay, and just so you guys know too, the reason why they have 800-pound hurricane-enforced glass in Las Vegas Not because Las Vegas gets hurricanes. They don't.
They get shit tons of wind.
They get a lot of wind, but it's because the real reason behind this.
So people don't try and commit
So
suicide.
when people go and blow every dime they have, thinking they're going to become instant millionaires, they don't run from one end of the room to the other, out the window, and pull a fucking swan dive.
Yeah.
It's the whole reason why they put that glass in there. That's it. And they didn't want anybody to pull Eric Clapton's kid that fell off the balcony and died. And they don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
Bad lawsuits. But that is the short and skinny, not really short, about what really actually legitimately happened in Las Vegas. There's no more information that you can get of. Yes, they did just release today about the note, what's on the note, so at least we're there. Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, so now the Tom Petty thing. That turned into a stink on Monday. Tom Petty, CBS was the first one to go say Sunday night Tom Petty died.
Yes.
What actually legitimately happened was Tom Petty got rushed to the hospital Sunday night in cardiac arrest. Okay. They were never able to get anything back from him while they had him. They hooked him up to life support, got nothing. TMZ comes out Monday during all the shit going on about Vegas and says Tom Petty is dead. They come out about noon. Right? So they come out at around about noon and say Tom Petty's dead. I post on Facebook, said, oh my God, I listen to the guy all the time. My favorite song of Tom Petty's was Facing a Crowd. Love that song. Most people put up posts going, well, now I hope Mary Jane got her last dance with Tom Petty.
Last dance,
you know,
Mary Jane.
Apparently, the shooter in Vegas loved that song too.
Evidently.
What?
I know, bad humor.
It was very bad humor.
Too soon.
Nothing's ever too soon.
But anyway, and then we found out later on Monday evening, Tom Petty finally did pass away from what happened.
Unfortunately passed away.
Don't be sheeple!
I blame myself. Because I immediately jumped on the TMZ bandwagon and put up my post on Facebook, and then immediately had to retract it.
I told you.
Yeah, you're like, dude, Tom Petty's not dead. I'm like, and I had to go look it up. So be careful. Kill Mill's like, oh my God, Tom Petty.
He's like, oh God,
dude,
Tom Petty.
Are you? So anyway.
Spoiler alert: Tom Petty's dead.
So that happened.
Only a little.
So I made the mistake of not doing what I did when we found out about Ralphie May dying.
Oh man.
As soon as Ralphie May died because of what happened with Tom Petty, I immediately researched every fucking thing I could find. I even went on to the website and they even had an announcement on the website that Ralphie May had passed away from cardiac arrest due to pneumonia that he had. Now, Ralphie May did happen to be 5'1" and weighed
morbidly obese,
480 pounds.
That's how much I weigh.
So
now you're 350.
You're not even 350. He ain't even 300. I'm the heaviest guy on this couch by almost 60 pounds.
How much do you weigh?
I weigh in at 327.
Yeah, I'm only like 230.
Yeah, see, there you go.
So, yeah,
160 and proud.
Alright, so there we go. Kill Mill was like, what's horrible when David Bowie died?
It was horrible, yeah. Eggshells during the next week around the house afterwards.
Oh. Yeah.
We don't give a shit about what happens in your house, Kill Mill!
No, we don't. So anyway, that was that. So do we now go touch the one subject that everybody seems to be dancing around like crazy because they're afraid they're going to offend people?
Oh, are we talking about the kneeling?
Yeah, taking a knee during the national anthem?
Yes, let's go ahead and talk about that.
All right. Do you want to start this one? I've started every other story. You should get a little more active here.
All right, so the whole kneeling thing initially started...
And notice I am wearing a football jersey. I am still a football fan.
Yes. Who did it start with?
Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Kaepernick started a couple years... let me rephrase his name. Choke.
Kaepernick.
Okay.
Let's be professional about it.
So Colin Kaepernick.
So Colin Kaepernick.
San Francisco 49ers.
Yes, that guy. What ended up happening is during one of the football games when the national anthem was going, he decided to go ahead and kneel. Come to find out, and I talked to several people and looked it up and everything like that, the reasoning for him doing that was because anytime that somebody wants to go ahead and do like a silent protest, they do it during something huge. Well, it just so happens that the national anthem during a football game is pretty freaking huge.
Well, 48,000 fans in attendance watching a football game.
So the
you get your point across.
So the reasoning for him doing that was to go ahead and bring to light the social injustice between minorities and police officers.
Police brutality.
And when we get done with the story, I'm going to straighten some facts out about that too.
About police brutality. So, yeah, okay, I get it. I get why he did it. Do I agree with it? Not really. But I understand. It's okay. So, that happened, what, 2 years ago?
A year.
A year ago.
A year ago.
Last football season.
Now, it's just progressively getting worse.
In fact, if I remember correctly, it started in preseason.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the Dallas Cowgirls, the entire team went out there and...
Neil.
Well, no, that was this year. They did that.
I know.
It all started with Colin Kaepernick when he decided to make this peaceful protest in front of the nation.
Now, a lot of people who are doing this now have got their views skewed. In fact, there have been times where I've actually seen somebody, when the national anthem is played, in front of me, kneeling, and not to point the finger, but he was a minority. You know, as he was kneeling during the national anthem was going, he was saying, "Fuck America, fuck the capitalist pigs, kill them all, fuck them all," blah blah blah, just going on and off on spouting.
I don't feel like that was Kaepernick's initial intention, though.
No, it was not. It was not. But that's where society is at now, with a lot of people having that mentality instead of what was the original purpose.
So, I mean, there's 3 veterans sitting on the couch right now. I'm off to the corner. You can't see me. Sitting right next to Yamish.
You don't want to see her.
I'm just got done with park. As a veteran, we've all told that, you know, we're serving to do this, and that's to protect the rights of the people of the United States. Now, we might not agree that they take a knee during the national anthem, but that's a hell of a lot better than when, 2 years ago, they were stomping on it, burning it.
They're still doing that.
Well, and look at the protests in Ferguson, Missouri. That piece of misinformation, they burned a city to the ground.
Honestly, the way I view Kaepernick's intentions of taking a knee, the way I view Kaepernick's intentions of taking a knee, is the sit-ins that happened during the civil rights movement at restaurants.
Yeah.
He is peacefully
protesting.
He is putting across his point. I do not agree with this. It is no disrespect to the flag. He's not standing on the flag. He's not saying fuck the flag. He's not saying fuck America. He's saying, hey, there is an issue going on. I want people to see it.
Yeah.
That's how his intention was supposed to be construed. However, because people like to read things differently, like to misconstrue things, it has become where it is getting disrespectful. Kaepernick was not disrespectful. He was taking a stand by taking a knee.
But at the same time, at your workplace where you get paid to be, you're not supposed to do political stuff.
Okay, let's straighten this one piece of misinformation out. Okay.
Does it say in his contract, though?
No,
it was
not.
It says in our contract that we can't.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's actually in our UCMJ book that any time that you're in uniform and the national anthem plays, you're required to stop and you're required to salute in the general direction of a flag once you hear the national anthem.
If you're in uniform, if you're not in uniform, you are to hold your hand over your heart.
Yep, and it's in the UCMJ book. All right, so here's the thing. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Okay. I am never, ever going to relate that man to those brave people in Tennessee that sat in that diner that day.
He's not getting shot at. He's not getting lynched in the streets.
He did not have to worry that when he left that stadium, he was going to get arrested and hung from a tree for what he did. Okay? So, his protest, I get it. And as I've said before, and I've gone on record saying this, okay, it's a peaceful protest. They have every right in the world to do it. They have every right in the world to do it. Why? I swore an oath to this country to protect and defend this country. That also means to protect everybody's rights. The First Amendment,
right to kneel.
Their First Amendment rights is the first. It was the first thing that this country agreed on. That people were allowed to have a freedom of speech. They would not be persecuted for their beliefs.
Absolutely.
Okay?
I don't mean to laugh, people. The sights.
People trying
Glorious.
the individuals trying to stay out of the view of the camera so you don't see them crossing back and forth.
See them crawling back and forth.
Okay.
What?
Okay, so...
Killamilla, he's talking about Antifa.
Okay, Antifa...
Fuck Antifa.
Antifa, that's a
pussies.
whole other subject. This is not Antifa.
Yeah, we're not
Okay.
going to touch this.
No,
I disagree.
It's because Fernando Oliver said, as a veteran, I prefer the kneeling, not only to burning the flag, but also tearing up towns and rioting.
Okay, exactly.
Antifa.
Well, Ferguson wasn't Antifa.
No, Ferguson wasn't. But
Antifa came
Ferguson
later.
was just, hey, let's do some dumb shit because dumb shit happened.
And Antifa actually stands for anti-fascism using communism. That's what it stands for.
using communism.
Go figure. They don't even know what their own damn flag they're flying around actually means. So
Did you see the pussy with the crossbow? That was funny.
So anyway, okay, I disagree with what they're doing. I personally disagree. In my own house, when watching a sporting event, if the national anthem plays, I make my entire family stand, place their hands over their heart, and salute the flag while watching it happen. Okay, that's how I am. Okay, if they want to do it, so be it. People are burning their jerseys and throwing away freaking season tickets.
They already got your fucking money.
They've already got your money, so you're not doing anything but destroying your own property.
They don't need the seats. They want the revenue. They don't give a shit about the seats.
When you
They'll sell your fucking seats.
Let me tell you something right now. If you burn your season tickets, right? The first game that you don't show up to, those seats may be empty. Okay? They may be empty. But then when you don't show up to the second and third game, they're going to realize it and they're going to do just like they do in airlines.
Hey.
They're going to sell those seats because they know you're not coming. And so they're not only making money off of you buying the seats, they're making the money off the next set of people that are buying the seats.
And people will.
And people will buy them.
yeah.
Okay. But here's where I have a problem with this protest. Okay, you ready for this?
Dear God, no.
Okay.
Yes.
Over the last 5 years, looking at law enforcement, and law enforcement engages with subjects. Okay? More white people have been shot and killed by law enforcement in the last 5 years than black people.
Yes,
and in fact, statistically speaking, you have a better chance as a black person to get struck by lightning or win the lottery than to be shot by a cop.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay?
Now,
that has been statistically proven.
Well, yes, I will agree that there is that there were more whites shot than blacks.
Yes.
Okay? That is a fact.
It is
I
a
am
fact.
not disputing that. But whenever African Americans make up only 13% of the population,
I understand the percentage per capita becomes a different story. I got that. But they're playing this out.
We're not talking about like Detroit and Chicago. We're talking nationwide right now.
Okay, but they're playing this out. That every other engagement with an African American with a law enforcement officer is led to brutality or shots fired.
Hey, here is
And
an idea.
That is incorrect. It is factually inaccurate.
Here's an idea. You don't want to get shot, don't do stupid shit.
Hey, it's like they say on one of my Facebook private pages that I'm a part of because I was law enforcement. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes.
Exactly.
Well, it's kind of like, here in Texas, you can carry a firearm in your vehicle even if you don't have a concealed carry.
Yes, absolutely, because your vehicle is an extension of your personal property.
Castle Doctrine.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, if I have a firearm in my vehicle and I don't declare it to the officer, first of all,
You don't
that's
have to.
bad.
No, you don't have to.
Well, yes.
Yes, you do.
Oh, well,
Yes,
you
you
are
do.
required to notify them that there is a
yeah.
firearm in the car within your reach. If it is like, say, in a glove box and you can reach it when you go to get your paperwork,
Yeah.
you are required by law.
Yeah,
it even
absolutely.
says so on your permit.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if you open that glove box and they see the gun, now their gun's out.
Yep.
Wait, hold up. It doesn't matter what color you are at that point. You're probably going to get your ass shot if you keep reaching.
And trust me, let me tell you, as a former law enforcement officer, if I'm sitting there at a traffic stop and you do not tell me there's a gun and you get your insurance paperwork, your registration, and I see the handle of a gun and your hand is within range of it, you're going to hear two things happen. Unsnap, and then me screaming, get your hands away from the gun.
Put your hands where I can see.
Because if you do anything other than pull your hand out of that box without a gun, then yeah, I'm going to shoot you.
Oh yeah.
And the reason being,
here's
the reason why I make this decision, folks. I'm going home. I'm going home to my family. I'm not my family is not going to have one of my friends showing up to the house telling, well, Rich was on a stop tonight and he was shot and killed. And the next time my family sees me is laying in a nice little box with a flag draped over it, and everybody talking about how great of an officer I used to be. It's not happening.
Now, I will say this. There has been a few times where I have been pulled over, and I either had my firearm either on my hip or in the glove box. It really depended. Every time I got pulled over, I was like, hey, you know, they're like, hey, license, registration, so on and so forth. Because I have my license to carry, I go and hand over my license and my license to carry. And 9 times out of 10, they're like, hey, are you carrying? I'll be like, either, yes, I'm carrying, it is on my hip, and the entire time I have my hands on the steering wheel. I'm like, I don't have the weapon on my person, it is in the glove box.
Okay, now hold on. Okay, the color check is in.
I'm dark. I'm dark. So,
dude, hold on. Wait a minute. Time out. Hey, look, it's S.H.I.E.L.D.
Hashtag WWE.
So, and the thing is, there was one time the officer, you know, pulled me over. I was like, hey, you know, my registration and insurance is in the glove box, but so is my gun. How would you like to proceed? And they're like, oh, you're good. Just go ahead, open up the glove box. He goes, wait, how do you have your gun? I said, it's in a holster, in the glove box. He goes, okay, just hand me the gun with it in the holster.
Actually, I never did that when there was multiple times because Nevada is an open carry state.
Yeah.
And while you're driving a car in Nevada, you're allowed to put it in a glove box or you're allowed to put it away where it's not out. And they would tell me I have a gun in the car, and I would ask them, where is it at compared to your person?
Yeah.
It's in the glove box. Where at in the glove box? Is it currently cocked and ready to fire right now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not certain. Where is it again? In that glove box. I am now opening your door.
Yeah.
And I would open the glove box and I would remove it and put it on the hood, on the roof of the car.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then do the rest of the traffic stop. And as soon as everything was okay,
hand it back.
I turn around and say, I'm now going to open your glove box. I'm going to put your gun back in your glove box and shut it.
Absolutely. And I've had stuff like that happen before as well.
Yeah.
But literally, it's like, okay, is your weapon in a holster? I said, yes, it's in a retention holster.
Okay.
So they go, okay, would you mind opening up the glove box? I'm going to stick my hand in, and I want you to place the firearm into my hand with the holster. So I go ahead and do that. He goes in and takes it. He looks at it, checks it. He goes, okay, he's holding on to it. I grab my stuff. He checks it. He goes, all right, we're good.
Yes.
He goes, all right, I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the glove box. All right, cool. There was another time where, you know, he goes, you know, I get stopped. I was like, hey, just to let you know, firearm in my glove box. He goes, okay, do you mind if I go ahead, open up your door, and remove the firearm for both of our safety?
And 90% of the time, if you were completely open and honest with an officer,
they will let you go.
Now, they will normally not write you a ticket.
Okay, now
because they're happy.
Now there's a sad side to this very same subject, or the same thing we're talking about right now.
Yes, there is.
Okay, and I can't remember the state off the top of my head that it happened in, but there is a video out there, and it is and this officer is being prosecuted to the full extent of the law for what he did. There was a black family. The guy's wife was driving. He was in the passenger seat. Little kid in the back seat. The officer pulls them over, comes up to the car. The man immediately states to him, I have a concealed weapons carry permit. The firearm is right here. Instead, I'm going to tell you what happened, and I'm going to tell you what the officer should have done. Okay? The officer, okay, I need to see your license, registration, proof of insurance. He reaches over the gun to get it out of the center console between the seats, and the officer snaps, pulls, shoots him right there in front of the child and his wife in the car. Now that officer is being prosecuted to the full extent of the law because the man died right there in front of his wife and his kid. Bled to death. Okay? What should have happened? Having multiple people in a vehicle like that with firearm in the car. At that point, he should have asked him to step outside of the car.
Yes.
Tell him where the firearm was. He retrieved the firearm with him standing outside the vehicle because obviously with her being the driver, she's the one that broke the law somehow, traffic-wise, as a reason for the stop. Placed the firearm on the roof of the car.
Well, my question is,
with
why
him
was
standing
he even asking for his license?
No. He asked for the right. He was at the passenger window. Asked for the registration, proof of insurance of the car. The gentleman that notified him about the firearm went to get the information. Was right there to hand it to him.
Okay, gotcha.
He went over the top of it and did it in a high arc to go over to make sure he didn't just slide his hand over the top of the firearm. You could see the firearm. The handle is sitting right there. Okay, he went like this over the top of it, meaning he was making it very clear he was trying not to come in contact with the firearm. He did everything right, and the officer still shot and killed him. Okay. Now let's talk about a situation where the officers were in the right and everybody went nuts. We've mentioned it a few times. Ferguson.
Oh, God.
Okay? They've proven every single medical examiner that has been called in, including Dr. Michael Bowden. Are you familiar with Michael Bowden?
Yes.
Okay, Michael Bowden is the most famous medical examiner in the world. He is called to foreign countries to do investigations. Okay? Michael Bowden was called by the family and by the Obama administration to go do the examination. He proved the officer's statement was correct. That Brown was in the car with him, came in through the window, tried to grab his gun because the shots in the hand, one shot is through the palm and the bullet was found in the dash. The second shot that everybody claims was when he had his hands up was a shot through the back of his hand. There is skin transfer from that hand on the bullet that was found in the other section of the dash. Meaning that he was shot while his hand was sitting against the dash. While the struggle was ensuing. Okay? Alright. They proved without a shadow of a doubt. But the coalition is what I'm referring to them as. Which is George Soros and all them. Busting people that weren't even from Ferguson. They destroyed a city. This is where these protests are coming from.
And there were even people that were screaming, "Oh, he's white, get him!"
Yeah.
During the protest.
One guy burned his own house to the ground trying to pull an insurance scam, and they proved that he did it. But still, these are where these protests are coming from, is you have people with a shitload of money that are supporting these things, and it's supporting misinformation.
Yes.
So, but we all know where we stand on the kneeling thing. Yeah, we don't agree with it, but you know what? They have the right to do it. They have every right to do it. Okay.
That right is protected by their First Amendment rights.
And those of us who swore an oath to protect and defend this country.
We all raised our right hand.
We all raised our right hand and said we would. Now, I did get in an argument with somebody at some point and said, well, you didn't get... I made the mistake of slip up, and I said, well... The military has defended this country and gave you your rights. That was incorrect. We did not give you your rights.
We protect them.
But we protect you to have the ability to do the rights. To have your rights and to exercise them in a peaceful manner.
Once you start getting stupid,
like Antifa,
you're
no longer exercising a freedom of speech at that point.
Now you're being destructive and being idiots.
So we have to cut this short. Well, we have to cut. Well, that was all we really had anyway.
Yeah, that actually was all we really
had. A little promo.
Yeah, and so we got to cut. We got to cut this, and the other reason is because in 5 minutes,
I've got to give Fister some man love.
You know.
Well, okay, so tonight the reason why we had the stream so early, and the reason why we're ending it now.
It's because these rednecks want to watch some wrestling.
No, okay, so it's rednecks. I'm about
tonight is WWE.
I'm watching wrestling.
Tonight is WWE pay-per-view.
Watch wrestling!
Hell in a Cell.
With the
we got some awesome matchups going tonight, and
what?
Hope y'all can tune in. That's what we're going to be doing. Y'all have a good night.
WWE Network, only $9.99 a month. Your first schedule, when you first get on it, you get your first month for free. So you can watch a pay-per-view tonight for free.
So wait. So are we doing this promo because we're actually getting paid by WWE to put
Fuck no, we're just big fans.
We could. But it's the United States Champion against Baron Corbin. Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens. Charlotte Flair, aka Ric Flair Nature Boy, his daughter versus the women's champion Natalia, and then Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jinder Mahal.
All right.
I don't know why we're putting this in the show.
Hey, it was Miranda. It was Miranda's topic that she wanted.
That's my topic.
That's her topic.
She's not even a host. She's
I live
station
here.
manager.
She's not even a guest.
She's a station manager.
Yeah, but hold on.
Station managers get to do promos.
But hold on. We like the fact that the lights are on, right?
Yes.
And because with the lights on, we get to do this, right?
I pay the power bill.
If that's the case,
Well, she pays part of the power bill.
if that's the case, I'll be like, fuck that. You can come over to my house.
My ass ain't driving over to the
No, I
fucking
can see
hippie
it now.
village.
Just start paying half the power bill.
Oh, Jesus.
Look, I'm gonna get the power bill paid out of this deal. I'm out of the argument. Y'all figure it out.
Elliot.
I was just going to get boop.
Oh, my dear God.
Anyways.
Fernando's like, NXT takeover. She's taking over.
Yeah.
Asuka.
Anyways. Fuck you guys.
That's tonight.
Have a good
No,
night.
no.
That's TLC.
We're ending
Good
the shit.
night. Good night.
Good
See you later.
night.
Adios.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Fuck you.